Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm so thankful that we can be together and um, happy Monday, happy rainy Monday from Atlanta, but there's lots of sunshine here on the inside. I'm grateful to say. And so, y'all, I just love Tommy Newberry, and every Monday he does a Monday motivation. And I'm just, Lord willing, going to remember to put that in my team Voxer chat. I did this morning, but I just loved it because um shared, I thought I just am going to share just very quickly, and then we're going to go into wins. So be thinking about your wins because I know we all have them. We all have wins from last week. Um but what he said is success is really reaching your full potential in serving others. And I thought that was a beautiful definition of success. And then he said, success is not an accident. Um, and I would add to that, success is well prayed through, thought through with a plan of action. And that's what it means to me when we say success is not an accident. And then success is about stewardship and how we all have a purpose that God's given us to go and bear fruit and serving others. That is what fruit bearing is serving others, along with other things in fruit bearing. But and then he said, your success blesses others. And don't we know that to be true? Because when we win, others win too. So our wins almost always mean wins for other people, whether it's our customers or our teams or whatever else. Okay, so I'm going to open it up for wins. So y'all don't be shy and share your wins. Mimi, you got to win. I know you had that big event. So open us up, girl.
Okay, I will do that. I was just hesitating, see if anybody else wants.
Yeah, I know. I know. But we ain't nobody got time for too much hesitating. So
Yeah, we had Dr. Paul Stricker down in Austin, and we had a great gathering. But my favorite part was the business brunch the next day. It was Carrie Daigle's group, but of course they invited me and welcomed me in at Debbie Swanston's house, and it was just such a well done event. I was taking notes mentally because they really did a great job of. It was a brunch for the first hour, and then just shared stories, and so that was it. That was the whole program. And Jason LaChance came. He's our regional director. Carrie Daigle introduced him, and you know him. He's a powerhouse when it comes to promoting and introducing. And then, and actually, my very favorite part was Debbie just shared her story, and she talked about how when she got started, she had a picky eater, and now, how great it's. He was eating all the fruit that was supposed to be for the brunch before the guests arrived, but she just delivered her story in a way that was very eloquent and well paced. I don't know if that makes sense, but just she said things and gave you a chance to think about it, is what I'm saying. And the way she delivered her story was super impressive to me. So, all in all, we came away with this 2% of the households in United States have Juice Plus on the counter, and our goal is 100%. So we have a lot of work to do. And it's all based on conversations. It's all about how many conversations can you have. And a woman named Barbara, who was a former educator and well known and in that field, stood up and said her story, which was basically that she had, before she got breast cancer, she was on Juice Plus from a friend, and then she kind of fell away. And since then, she's had three recurrences of breast cancer. But she's on Juice Plus and she's 75. And she was like, I am going to talk about Juice Plus until I have no breath left. And just her story was so powerful to hear this woman talk about her own journey and just how Juice Plus has played a role in her recovery and what a belief has been built in her. And anyway, it was just It was a very moving. You walked out the door going, I'm ready to go. Give me a phone. I'm going to start calling people. You know, it just really inspired me and touched me and warmed me all at the same time.
Mimi, um, that's the second time, I were on a little bit earlier and she shared a little bit about the event. Would you be willing to reach out to Debbie and ask her if she has a recorded version of her story? Because when I got on Zoom with you, you said that was the best story I've ever heard. And I'm like, you've heard a ton of stories in 20 years. And so I want to learn from how she's sharing her story. So
Yeah.
if you wouldn't mind reaching out, because I think don't y'all all want to hear Debbie's story after that, after the way Mimi
Know
described?
who she is, even. Is anyone
Yes.
don't know who she is?
Well, yeah, we'll get it to you. We'll get it
Yeah,
to you. And
yeah. And she's my friend Juliana, who I helped her. I mean, I'm not taking credit, but she told her husband, Mimi helped me to NMD, but I was her friend. We did a Bible study together and I was her friend. Um, anyway, Juliana found Debbie and Juliana just left me a message. So y'all, this is inspiring too. She just left me this message this morning. She said, Debbie is somebody that my hairdresser referred to me and said she might be interested in Juice Plus. And they did not know each other, is the point. And she said, that was my 20-minute phone call that changed my life.
wow. Oh my gosh, there's so many teaching points in all of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and my belief is Mimi had two team members there. My belief is those team members I can't wait to hear the follow up with Polly in particular, because she had a team member with goals already there. But I'm real excited to hear about what Polly, if Polly is now more willing to think about sharing more intentionally, and also if Polly is willing to join us at the boot camp. So, anyway,
Yeah.
I know we
Yeah.
need to move on because we got lots of people to share, but
Well, but let me tag on to that what you just said. So Amy, the one with goals, Amy Rockwood, she reached out to Polly, which was great because it wasn't me talking. And she said, Polly, give me your phone number. We're doing a sourdough in a couple weeks. And I would love to have you come because she's a nurse. She's an SC, a nurse, but not active. And she said, we would love to have you there because just your presence. And if you said anything at all, everyone would be all ears because you're a nurse.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so Amy gave Polly, a little bit of fuel. She gave her
Yeah.
like, oh, you're important.
Well, Polly's job is to not just go, but to have at least three people with her
Right?
at the event. So yeah, okay. All kinds of good training in the midst of all that. Okay, so next win. Yo, come on. We got 30 minutes and I don't want to linger.
I
I have
had one.
one. Or go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go,
I
Morgan. I'm sorry, I
I
didn't even know you were here. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I I'm really excited because my aunt is going to be getting on Juice Plus. She's really excited because the superfood. She just had to actually need to follow up with her today because she wanted to see what her daughter wanted to do as far as gummies or capsules. But and then my the superfood powder has been such a blessing to my grandma. Her health just hasn't been the greatest, and she's just been able to, it's something my mom has like been trying to get her to get on for years. And with the superfood powder, she's just been able to drink it, and it's been so much easier for her. And so we're just really thankful that she's getting that incredible nutrition into her body right now.
Wow, that is so huge.
Yes,
That is so
yes.
huge because I saw Lynn's mom drinking it too. So, I mean, I think it is the ticket. And it makes me think about my dad, who I'm going to visit because he doesn't drink enough water and he doesn't like to take pills. So, I'm very
Mhm.
excited about that too. So, okay. Brenda, I think you were going to go.
Yeah, mine is little in the scheme of things, but big for me just because you see progress and that's cool. So I've been talking about the Luminate at the Business Association Coffee and Connections. You get up to talk for 60 seconds and then, I have my little pack of Luminate and say, here it is. And some people have gotten a sample and things like that, but I've not gotten any traction from it. But I did a gift bag for a door prize. So it was a Juice Plus bag, and I put gummies and lemonade and bars and a couple of tumblers or something in it. And this guy that I've been trying to get to take it won it. And so he shouted me out a couple of times at the Coffee and Connections. And then he called me up and said, I need to order some more of this stuff. So
Yay!
Yeah.
That's a huge
Huge.
yeah.
win.
Yes, that's huge, Brenda.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome when you've been working on something for so long.
Yeah.
That's the kind of fruit that we just really, I mean, it's just more exciting than ever when it.
Yeah, it's not low hanging. And sometimes you appreciate the ones you have to crawl up the tree to get. So.
Brenda, you always crack me up. You have got the greatest sense of humor and you say the funniest things. Oh, I just love you. Okay, who else? Jerry, was that you raising your hand?
Yeah. So out front in the front yard, the neighbor that's been on, she and her husband have both been on Juice Plus for a while now. Like 8 months ago, they cut back, so they went to just one order. And she said, "My Juice Plus is almost gone, and my daughter's is almost gone. You know, can you check on? We need to get some more. Can you check on the order?" Turns out that it had gone to collections, but we had never. It wasn't showing up on our records. No big deal. But it was nice to have them come to us and say, "Hey, where's my order?" Number one, number two, her husband. We think her husband will like the superfoods, drinking it more as opposed to the capsule. Number three, we were having them over to dinner in next weekend with another couple that we've been after for a long time who's not on Juice Plus. So we'll see if we can get them to shame one to shame the other one into it. Well, it's just nice to have someone come and say, "Where's my Juice Plus?" You know, and
Yeah, no kidding. Music to
uh,
your ears.
yeah, well, and we of course, because it hadn't been being collected and it wasn't showing up on the report, it was one we were missing. So now we get it straight.
Yay, yay, all kinds of wins in that. So I love that. I do think the superfood is going to be a solution for people who delay with their capsules. I really believe it's going to be a great solution for those folks. That's my prayer anyway. I hope it will be. Okay, so Nancy or Lynn, and then I
Well,
think,
we've also got Kristen and Hannah listening.
yeah,
On
Yeah.
video, but y'all are here. So if you have,
yes,
if you want to,
absolutely. Kristen and Hannah.
I
Oh, I'm so
can
glad to know
I
y'all are
can
here.
talk. I did a video thing, I don't even know what day, Thursday or so. And
Mhm.
so one of the comments was a high school friend and who I've seen periodically. We've sort of reconnected. Some of my high school buddies have reconnected. And so I called her up because I thought I responded on the Facebook, but I thought we need to have the conversation. So she was interested in it and she was going to talk. She'd obviously seen the one about my mom. So she's like, maybe this would work for my mother. I'll ask my husband if he wants it too. I go to this gym and yada, yada. So, and I was like, well, you could even say, oh no, I don't want to take anything away from you. So she doesn't understand that. But, and I have not gotten on my back office in a day or so, just because I've been out. But if she hasn't ordered, I want to call her again and kind of explain a little further and see. But very good conversation with her, and that could open up a whole nother,
Yeah.
mind sweep, a whole nother group of people.
Oh, that's exciting. Sounds
So
like
we'll
a
see.
sounds
Yeah,
like a prayer request and it that's
yeah,
awesome.
it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great. Nancy, were you gonna add?
Well, I got just mine's a little one. I have a friend who has got a lot of gastro issues, and her husband had cancer, and she's the one that put her Juice Plus in his feeding tube when he was at home, and she saw a big difference in him. He had throat cancer or tongue cancer. I think it was tongue cancer. Anyhow, he's doing great. But I said, you need to eat it yourself because she's got a lot of health issues, a lot of gut stuff. And she told me Sunday before last, I saw her. And she said, I am up to one red capsule with a day without it bothering me. So she's doing it. And she's having to do it very, very slowly. But the fact that she is keeping on and told me about it, I didn't ask her, she told me. So I'm
Wow.
excited about that for her. And
Mm.
I'm just praying the Lord will just heal her gut. And I'm assuming she needs to go to the green, one green next or one purple. I don't know which would be the better.
No, definitely save the green for last, and
Okay.
I would add a purple.
The purple. Let her start working on that.
I
Okay.
would actually get her up to 2 reds and 2 purples before I even add the first green.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to suggest that to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty cool. You know,
Awesome.
that.
That is
Yeah.
very awesome. Well, Nancy didn't tell you, but for those who weren't on
Mhm.
earlier, she also had her sister, her daughter-in-law express interest in also doing the business with her son, and that's a huge praise. So
It is.
huge celebration there.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll get
Yes.
to meet with them this week and help them get started. I'm really hopeful they'll be able to come to the event in Atlanta, y'all. April 26th. If you know anybody in Atlanta, we have Dr. and we Garza. So, and I'm going to be there. Steve will be with me, and we'll greet anybody that you have there. So, okay, Kristen, did you have anything, honey? Any celebrations? Otherwise, we'll.
Hey, we're
Hey,
sharing wins, right? Sorry,
yeah,
I
we're
have
sharing
so much
wins.
going on this morning.
Yeah, that's okay.
I love hearing all of these ones. They're super exciting.
Yes.
I did have a win. So I got a new partner and she express tracked, and she is going to be my first Strive for Five winner. So super big stuff.
Yay.
Very excited. She has been somebody on my radar for a long time. She was a partner before, fell off, and her health kind of went, and so she decided to jump in. But she has a huge community of friends and family that only speak Spanish. So I'm very excited to help tap into a whole new group of people that I could never reach on my own.
Wow. That is awesome. That's huge.
Super
And we're so
excited.
glad you're with us. Is this the first time you've been to this call, or it's the first time I've
I
seen?
think I might have gotten on one other one, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Well, we're glad
Thank
you're
you
here.
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to share my win and go straight into announcements, kind of dovetail it because we did start the April 7th reset today. And for those who had told me, I did put everybody in it so that they would have gotten the pre-reset messages. So if you want to be in it, let me know. And if you would put that in writing somehow, somewhere, like maybe text me individually is probably the best thing so it doesn't create a lot of, Voxer, riffraff. But we're also, I made the executive decision to have one on April 14th also because personally, I have one resetter who's brand new and she's a returning customer, and I'm super excited about her and she has big goals. But I really want to get a bunch more resetters myself. And I thought if I that way, and it's just been so busy with all of
Mhm.
things we've had going on with the superfoods and all of that. And I think we've all felt that. And so I'm going to post on Facebook, Lord willing, today about the April 14th. And so I'm going to have Mary, who helps me with Project Broadcast, set up a April 14th. And if you want to be in that group, let me know. So if you let me know you do want to be in the reset group, you need to let me know if it's the April 7th or the April 14th. Distinguish that. And then we will add people to the 14th group all the way up until the 14th. And whenever they get added in, that will mean they will start getting the pre-reset message. Then there's like 5 messages that are preset, and they really do help people practically. And then I have a pre-reset packet. And if you want me to email that to you, just email me so that I get it through email and I'll just forward it straight on to you. Most of y'all already have it, I think. But anyway, and then I wanted to tell y'all we set a goal for our team for the number of not reset orders, but reset can be a part of building your number of superfood orders. That's what I'm hoping to do, is start people on the reset with the superfood. And so we set a team goal for a total of 250 superfood orders. So if you're on Team Impact, if you'll just know that that is our goal, and maybe the rest of y'all, I would encourage you have your own team goal, that you can keep up with. Like, I can't keep up with any of the orders placed that aren't on my particular team because they don't on my back office. Otherwise, I would include everybody, but I don't have that data. So anyway, all that to say, I do encourage you as a team leader to set your own team goal. And I encourage you to set your own personal goal. I mean, mine is 5 for me, 5 for Steve, 5 for Mary Claire. And Mary Claire actually wants to do it herself. So, really it's 10. So 5 for Steve first, since we're really building him, and then 5 for me. And then, so strategize it. But y'all, I'll get into that a little bit later. I'm going to first just talk about the announcement. So but that's a huge one. And we're going to celebrate real big. And I have also told everyone that for everyone that gets your 5 and your $500, I also give an additional $100 bonus. And that I would encourage you, some of the people that got so many reset orders, they offered a rebate. I don't know what they offered, but for example, if I'm giving you 100 when you get your 5, you could give each of your additional people or those people $20 rebate, and it wouldn't even cost you, if you know what I'm saying. So,
Also, Sharon, what about just a thought when you said that popped in my head. These starter kits are coming out soon. Like we'll hear any day now about the starter kit, and that's $99. So you could even put that money towards a starter kit for a new partner that has all the samples, all the literature, everything they need to launch and get their 5,
You can totally use it in the best way you see fit, whether to entice your own getting more customers. And if you're trying to get yourself and your husband, that's 10. I would think about that long and hard. If not, I think that's a great idea too. So, but anyway, that is an additional little bonus that I decided on. And so it is my heart's desire to see every single person on our team who wants that $500 to get it. And so I do think sometimes, like y'all, everybody likes a bargain. I mean, that's just the way it is. So if you're struggling to get your 5, if you offer a rebate, I don't know. Some people won't buy anything until they think it's on
Well,
sale.
and Sharon, I don't know if you're basing it on this, but Katrina Goodwin, who was the first.
No, that is who I'm basing it on. Exactly. Yeah.
She literally put it out on Facebook that if you're one of my first or whatever, however she worded that, she did a rebate. And I reached out to her. I said, how much are you rebating them? But she got 17 superfood orders doing that.
Right. Yeah. So we got to scurry on, y'all. So, okay. So, we've got events this week. Thursday night, there is a company-wide superfood event with Valerie Miles and Jamie Kinsey. That'd be an awesome one to invite to. I would invite big for that. And then so the next, and also y'all, let's celebrate every order that we get. Like, put it in Facebook, put it on Boxer. Let's just start having a party every time you get one. Let's just have some fun with this. Let's make it fun for our team, for all of us, and just have the most. I just think this can be the most phenomenal month that we have ever seen in our business and in our partners too. So moving into the training part, and we've got 3 minutes. So actually probably 4 or 5 because I didn't start the recording until it's like, but it can all be summarized in 3 words. Does anybody want to put a guess to what those 3 words are? Pick up phone. Pick up the phone. Really, 4 words. Pick up the phone. Okay, and so the first thing is pick up the phone and call every single partner on your team. And I think this needs to be a conversation, not a text message. don't assume that they've been looking at my project broadcast and they know anything about this, okay? I mean, we have let everybody, our team, know that this is going on, but y'all, I picked up the phone today and called a team member who, it's on my heart that, okay, hang on one second. We just got a message from Emily. Hang on one second. Oh, no, it's just she's shaking up her superfood in the lobby at the waiting room. I thought she was giving me an surgery, but anyway, that's the update. They're all having lots of superfood. The whole thing. So anyway, okay, so my one of my very best friends just was given the diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, and she's on Juice Plus. She takes all the products. She's on the quad and the shakes. But I noticed last time I was with her that she has terrible tremors. And so, they told her her MRI was normal, but they told her they thought that's more than likely what it is. So it's really been on my heart that she really needs to be doing everything. And so when I was talking with her this morning, I said, I'd really love for you to get this $500 bonus because I'm really going to suggest you double all of your Juice Plus products because of what you've got going. You've got greater nutritional needs than the average bear now with this diagnosis. So, that getting that $500 could help pay for a second order and also building your customer base. I don't want it to be a financial strain for you to be able to double up, but to be taking all the Juice Plus that you can right now. And she said, I know I need to do that. And I really want my income to support that. So personalize it is what I'm trying to say when you talk to these people, whatever that their needs are. And I didn't say that to manipulate her into getting 5 new superfood orders. Genuinely, that is a way she can help pay for that and get more customers so that her check is bigger and she can pay for it, because she wants to stay healthy and strong. So all that to say, pick up the phone, have conversations with your team members, do the same thing with your customers. And I would say you might even with people, I didn't with her. Actually, she called me this morning. I didn't pick up the phone and call her. She called me about something else, but it was top of the mind. And so you might even text people and say, I'd like to chat for 5 minutes. When would be a good time for you? And then that way, I don't, you can leave a message, you can leave a voice text, but y'all, there's just nothing like a conversation. So do that with your team members, every single one. Do that with every single customer. Do that with every single prospect that is out there hanging on the limb that you shared Juice Plus with ever that has never ordered. All those people need to get a phone call from you. And so those are the 3 categories to pick up the phone. And, you can even say to people, this is a great month. If you know anybody else that you're concerned about their health, I'd love to help them too. You know, bring friends into it, because everybody, and this could make a difference for, for other people that you care about. And then the fourth thing is your social media. So post in your stories, make a post about the reset if you find to do that. I feel very strongly about Reset 25. I believe the best things we have to offer people. I mean, we offer baby steps, which is one simple change, and we offer, for those wanting to see big changes in their health, we offer the amazing Reset 25 for those who are willing to take it beyond. Even if they just want to add 1 or 2 other things that they want to do intentionally for their health. And y'all, I've been getting some traction on social media, which is just still shocks me. But I mean, I got a new customer from a story the other day, 2 new customers from a story. And so the 5th thing, and it's actually the first thing because it's the most important thing, y'all, pray about your business. Pray about your business. Ask the Lord for divine appointments. Ask the Lord to go before you and to help those who need this to see your post, to to see what you're sharing social media wise, or to cross your path with these people. I just firmly believe, an example of this, helped give a wedding shower yesterday, and I didn't know like four of the other hostesses, and one of the hostesses is very, 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 very sick with an autoimmune disease. And I believe with my whole heart that God crossed our path for a reason because of what I have to offer her. And I don't know if she'll decide to get Juice Plus, but I have a whole lot to encourage her with, and I've already started that process. And y'all, there's a proverb that says, you know, do not hold back when you have something good in your hand that could help someone. And that's not the exact verse. I'll put the verse in our chat. But we have something too good to hold back on, and don't let yourself get in the way. And you know, I'm not saying go message everybody that you don't even know, about Juice Plus. It's got to be really led by the Holy Spirit, I believe, when it's those kind of situations. They're very tender about illnesses. I think you have to be very tender in the way you approach that, and very prayerful and thoughtful about the way you approach that. But I do think God does give us divine appointments with people who need our help and who are out there who are praying about their health. And we don't want to get in the way, and because we think because we're afraid of getting misunderstood, because we could get misunderstood. You could get misunderstood. But you have to be willing to be misunderstood, because it's really not about you. It's about what you have to offer that can really make a difference in a life, and even perhaps go so far as to add to saving a life or giving a life additional days of living. So I feel that strongly about it, just what I know about the research. So I'm going to stop the recording, and we'll hang out if anybody has any questions or anything else you want to add. Okay, thank y'all so much.